This is a Facade podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 3 in the Box Overtime, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill Schultz, here with Nikki Dwyer. How are we doing today, Nikki?
Doing fine. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm happy to be alive. Can't you tell?
Absolutely.
I'm super excited to be here with you. This is episode 2 of Overtime segment that we are calling Overtime. We are bringing you some of the power soccer matches from around USPSA that are out there on the internet, but there is not commentary over. This is episode 2. Nikki and Josh did episode 1 already. Nikki, which game did you and Josh cover?
We covered ASPO versus RHI Sunday.
Awesome. That was a good game. Check that out on this YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Today, we are covering a game from Nationals. We're going to do a few of these games from Nationals in the next weeks and months as we sort of gear up for next season. Nikki, which game are we calling today?
We're calling Minnesota Northern Lights versus San Jose Flash for episode 2.
Right on. This is a pool play match from Friday of Nationals. This was on court 4. I know a lot of you guys have talked about, I've heard seen a lot of stuff on the internet, people asking about the games from the other courts. They are up on the Turnstone YouTube page. They're not on Power Soccer Shop's YouTube. They're on the one for Turnstone. So you can find these. That's where we got them from. And we're going to kind of call some of these games from court 4 for you. The view on court 2 and 3 is not exactly conducive for commentary, Nikki, but the court 4 games we can pretty much do. I do want to mention, if you're watching this game with us, it's kind of the camera stationary. It's cool because you can see 90% of the court and the scoreboard and the clock, but you can't see the bottom left corner, which is a little bit annoying. And the other thing we figured out yesterday, Nikki, is it's a little bit glitchy. Like the recording is just slightly glitchy. So if viewers notice that the game is skipping a little bit, it's not our internet. Josh is the one with the bad internet. He's not here today. It's just kind of, unfortunately, the way that the games were recorded and uploaded.
Well, thanks for those caveats. And if you didn't catch it, this is episode 2.
Episode 2, Nikki, right?
Yes.
Not 1, not 3, 2. Okay. Good deal. Let's get started, shall we? So we are watching San Jose Flash and Minnesota Northern Lights. Nikki, who do we got on the floor for San Jose?
In the middle, we have Alejandro kicking it to Michael Rayton. And then on the far side in the corner is Guru. In goal is Mariah.
You got it. San Jose sends one there into deep into Minnesota's end, and Minnesota's going to kick off here. It's not a goal kick. Looks like it's just outside the box or maybe right on the corner. That's Lene Larson over the ball in the green goalie shirt there. Her brother Grant takes the pass and works it up the side there. Also on the court for Minnesota Northern Lights, Paulo Fenton on the right, and back in goal, that's Jason Vietsky. Grant working the ball backwards against Mike Rayton in the middle of the floor here. That is going to be, they call contact there on Grant, it looks like. So Michael's going to start the ball for Flash right at about midcourt. Over to Alejandro, goes back to Michael, winds up for a spin, but Alejandro then off of Jason and out of bounds. This will be San Jose ball on the side. Couple of deep opportunities for San Jose early here. Alejandro settles in over it. Oh, goes off Lene's chair, then off of Michael and out of bounds. Should be a Minnesota goal kick. What do we know about this San Jose Flash team, Nikki?
Well, we know they got 3rd place.
We know they got 3rd place in Premier. Minnesota Northern Lights, a team I see a lot of up here in the upper Midwest. had the unfortunate experience of playing them many, many times when I coached the old Wisconsin Warriors. Michael with a long pass there to, is that Guru? Guru back to Michael. Michael around. We'll see a lot of good passing, open floor passing from San Jose in this game as that one rolls out of bounds for another Minnesota goal kick. Lene Larson over the ball here, Nick. Lene goes to college out west, has played for Minnesota. Her brother on the team, her dad on the bench as their head coach. Lene not with the team for a lot of the season, but shows up at nationals and makes them infinitely better.
It's a big flex to go away for school and then still come back and improve the team.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a great player, playing with her brother and her dad as coach for a long time. Unfortunately, that ball goes into a space we can't see on the court. Michael sends that one back to Lene. Excuse me. Jason Biesky working at the top of the box. Alejandro takes a big shot, doesn't get through. Jason tries to get it out. Alejandro works it back up to Michael. Michael doesn't spin there, but he does try to take it on the reception, but it gets away from him. That'll be Minnesota ball. There's Grant Larson over to his sister Lene. Works against Michael. We get one of our not so awesome glitches, Nikki. Michael works it around Lene. Lene trying to get back in. And that ball, I can't tell if the ball's in play or we got a whistle there, Nikki. I think we got a whistle. One thing I would love that we talked about yesterday, Nikki, is it would be great to have a court mic for this camera because at least then we could hear the whistles. Unfortunately, we don't have. Oh, and there's a backing foul on Lene. It's going to be a penalty kick for San Jose here. Lene backed into the front guard of, I believe that was Guru.
Mhm.
And so this will be a Alejandro penalty kick for San Jose Flash. And we know from our score sheet that went in, even though we can't exactly see it. So it is 1-0 San Jose Flash.
It's hard not to do as a goalie when you're trying to defend as best as you can, not to hit anybody.
Yeah, you can speak to that from personal experience. It is hard to, sometimes you're just trying to get a guard on the ball, and the quickest way to do that is backing up. But these referees, they do not like it when you back into each other. Even that one, I believe, was a little bit through the ball, but they don't like that. Lene working against Michael Rayton at the top of the box. Minnesota getting it into San Jose's zone for kind of the first time in this match as we enter the 6th minute. I believe that's Paulo working at the top of the box. And we get a whistle. I believe that's going to be a 2-on-1. Was that a 2-on-1, Nikki?
I have no idea.
I don't know where it would have been called, but at any rate, San Jose's ball. Michael tries to fire it, but it goes off Grant's chair and out of bounds. Still advancing the ball for San Jose here. Alejandro into Michael. Michael back to Alejandro. Alejandro trying to work it around Grant. Michael with some open space sends it over to Guru. Tries to go across diagonal, but Lene there to stop it. Grant trying to get by Michael Rayton, one of the best one-on-one players in this conference. Grant no slouch himself. Lene's there to meet him in the bright green. Michael tries to keep it in bounds and get around her, but I think we got a whistle there. Yep. Nope. I guess that ball's in play. Nope. Going to be Minnesota ball, but deep in their own end here. Wish we could see what was going down here, unfortunately.
That's just giving them a lot of space.
Michael is giving them a lot of space. Grant working it against Michael here. gets it to the center and tries to take it outside. Michael gets it off his wheel there. Lene there to meet him. Michael tries to work it around, and it looks like that ball must have gone out of bounds. Should be... I'm not actually sure what the call is there. I've watched it twice now, and I still don't know exactly what that call was. But either way, it's going to be Minnesota's ball deep in their own zone. And as you said, Nikki, they're giving a lot of space here. Not sure what the thought process is on the San Jose defensive side here. Although Guru were able to get in and stop that one.
Maybe they're very confident on their one-on-ones and like to avoid 2-on-1s if possible.
Good point. Haven't seen Minnesota able to work the ball out of their end very much here yet in this game as we enter the 8th minute. Oh, that ball across to Guru somehow stopped. Man, Grant must have made a good save on that or been in exactly the right position. Michael tries to fire when it goes off of Jason and out of bounds. Wow, that was quite a shot. We can't see the bottom half of the goal. I thought that one for sure looked like it was going in, but Grant Larson with the save. The secret save in the dark there. Michael across to Guru. Guru tries it again, but this time off Lene. A lot of open field passing here from San Jose. Minnesota giving him a lot of space to do that.
And their passes are pretty accurate too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were a couple miscues early on the far side of the court, a couple that rolled out of bounds and turned into Minnesota goal kicks. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, they completing most of their passes here. Not a ton of pressure, and that's kind of the thing I've talked about, Nikki, with Minnesota Northern Lights is they're a very defensive team, but they kind of let you come to them. They're perfectly happy just setting up in their own defensive zone, Grant and Lene in the box, and letting you come to them, and then their offense sort of works from there. I mean, Grant and Lene find ways to score against you without putting pressure on too high outside the box. Alejandro over to Michael, who tries a quick one, but doesn't get all of it. Lene able to shoo that one away. Michael working with Guru. Guru comes across to Alejandro, and Grant saves that at the last second. That was a good save.
Northern Lights' defense is pretty solid, and not a lot of teams score very high on them. The scores are always pretty much like 1-0, 2, something like that.
Yes. Almost another goal there as Alejandro sends it across the box. Weren't quite able to make contact with it, but yes, as you said, Nikki, a lot of Minnesota Northern, it's kind of their bread and butter is, like you said, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 games. Don't see a lot of high scoring games from them, but you definitely don't see teams score very many against them either. Michael working against Grant and Lene. Gets it off the back of Lene, but Grant there to stop it. Wow. Yeah, that's what they do. They let you drive in and they let you get deep into their zone, but Grant and Lene working together, doing a great job keeping the ball out of the net there. Michael tries to shoot it on goal. Grant there to stop it. That one off Lene, I believe. So it'll be another San Jose attempt here as we're in the 11th minute here in the first half. A lot of chances for San Jose Flash here. Taking their time with the lead. Michael with some motion. Alejandro all the way across, but Grant gets rid of that one out to Paulo. That one goes out of bounds and will be San Jose ball. Sorry, it's hard to see who's who on occasion here for me. I love that we can see the scoreboard and most of the court, but sometimes I wish we were a little closer.
And San Jose just made a substitution.
Do we know who it is?
I can't see their number.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. They have quite a few more players on their roster than they do actually physically present at this game. So
If I had to guess, that looks like number 27, Justin, went in for Guru. My best guess.
well, I hope that's Justin because we're going to call him Justin. And if we're wrong, apologies to Justin and the person that it actually is. Ball out of camera range, unfortunately. From body language, it looks to be Minnesota ball. Michael cuts it off. Michael cuts it off twice. Had to slow down there to keep possession of it, though, which gives Linnae time to get in there. Alejandro in the box working against. Is that Alejandro? No.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. You should be doing this, Nikki.
Northern Lights also made a substitution.
Hey. Who's in the game for Northern Lights? T-Josh. T-Josh in the game for Northern Lights. It's got to be T-Josh because he's the only other one on their roster, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That Michael Sack. Shout out Michael Sack, who did not make it to Nationals this year, but that is not Michael Sack on the court. That's T-Josh. Linnae comes out of the whatever was going on down in the corner with that ball. But Mariah sends it back. And Alejandro. That one off of Jason, I think. Although maybe not based on. Yeah, it is going to be San Jose ball here. Oh, a chance for Mariah, but it doesn't come off her guard probably the way she wanted. Again, it goes diagonal instead of kind of where it seems like she would have wanted that. Unfortunately, some sustained play in the corner we can't see. Comes up to Alejandro, who takes a swing and a miss. Working against Jason Bietsky. One-on-one battle between these two here. Alejandro gets the best of it, but Linnae there to take care of it. Still battling down in the corner. Linnae and Alejandro here. Linnae gets it by. They whistle that for contact, I wonder. Kind of looks that way. San Jose will have an opportunity here. And that'll stay San Jose's ball. The ball pops out, is going to roll the length of the court. Player we believe is Justin De Jesus plays that ball. Linnae is going to take it from the middle, but it rolls backwards to her brother Grant. Out to Mike Ray, back to Grant. Michael gets it around to Alejandro. Tries to go cross court to Justin. Justin doesn't quite get the touch he would like to get on that one and sends it out of bounds. It'll be a Minnesota Northern Lights goal kick.
Looks like he swung just a little too far.
Yeah. Try to put a little too much mustard on it, Nikki, as they say. as I say.
And my team says it too. You're not the only one.
Good. Michael working against Lene. Michael now working against Grant. Does get it around, but then Lene back in position. Grant's going to have a chance to walk this one down, but he's met by Alejandro. Keeps it to the outside. Grant tries to get around. Grant's still working against Alejandro. Alejandro gets a hold of it. It's met by Lene. Geez, when you get around one Larson, there's always another Larson right there to meet you, Nikki.
Their first time down here in a while.
Yes. Not a lot of chances for Northern Lights in the San Jose end. That one goes off of Alejandro. Going to stay Minnesota's ball. Big important chances for Minnesota down here as they have not seen a lot of time in the scoring area on the right end. Little trickery and deception there from Minnesota Northern Lights to get themselves a corner.
It worked. I didn't know what they were going to do.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were doing either, but Josh and Grant working together to move the ball deeper into the San Jose end. Grant sends that one, tries to get it through, almost has room, but not quite, as Mariah and Michael come together to keep that ball out.
It was a great shot, though.
It's a good shot. Put it right where he wanted it. Just wasn't quite enough room. Michael and Mariah doing a good job to keep it out. Michael doing a good job against Lene here. Almost a 2-on-1 on San Jose. Oop, that ball. Oof. That ball looked like it could have gone off a Minnesota Northern Lights player in, but don't believe it did. We are in the closing minutes of the first half, Nikki. Ball down in the dark corner there.
If San Jose keeps possession of the ball next half, we might get to see more.
True. If the game is played mostly in Minnesota's end again, it'll at least be on the right end for us to see. Sorry to my friends at Northern Lights. Hopefully not. Ball comes out to Mariah, who sends it over to Michael, all the way back now to whoever's sitting back there in the San Jose and Justin. This will be Minnesota ball again in a pretty good spot here. Grant Larson decides to bow out of that one, sends his sister Lene up to take the kick. Grant deep. Takes her time over it. Sends it in off Mariah. That one did touch Grant's chair, I think. Tries to keep it in, isn't able to. Should be a San Jose goal kick, and it is. That one didn't quite work the way they wanted it to, I don't think. Michael sends that one to Alejandro, but Grant gets in the way. Grant and Michael now working against each other. That one goes out off of Grant and will be San Jose flashball. Mike Rayton to take it. A little slow tapper to himself there. Grant comes up with it, but Michael there to stop it, and we get another whistle. 2-on-1. Oh, and a half. Good call. That is the first half. We will skip through this halftime business. What do you think of the first half, Nikki?
Well, there's a lot we couldn't see, but Northern Lights seem to be very comfortable in the defensive position, like you said. They're good at it. That would stress me out to be there the whole time, but the scoreboard shows, obviously they're doing a good job at blocking most of the shots taken.
For sure. Yeah, seemed to be all San Jose there. We'll see if things change in the second half. And we'll get started here. Minnesota, though, and we've talked about this a little bit, but Minnesota Northern Lights doing a good job for as much pressure as San Jose had on them and as much time as San Jose spent in the Minnesota end. Still only 1-0. That ball goes out of bounds, and Jason Bietsky will take the kick.
It looks like in this half we have Guru back in for Justin on Flash.
But it looks like T. Josh on the floor still for Northern Lights. So Paulo on the bench. And this will be San Jose ball for the first time in the second half. Oh, Guru with a nice shot from the top, but Linné cuts it off. Some nice passing leads to a good opportunity there for San Jose early. Michael and Alejandro talking about what they're going to do here. Alejandro takes the kick, goes off Linné, ends up with Michael. Michael tries to send it way up and across to Alejandro. That was a nice little pass through there.
Passing can be working for them.
It is, yeah. And I'll tell you what, I've coached against Flash a lot. I've watched Flash a lot. These guys used to take flack for not being a very good passing team. And we had this argument on this podcast a couple months ago, Nikki, you and I defending the Flash, if I recall correctly, that, or maybe it was Ben. I think Ben was on here when we were talking about them too. San Jose Flash, a very good passing team, but have not always been considered that way. Michael winds up, and that went off of somebody. Unfortunately, it skipped, and I don't know who it went off of. Oh, and that ball, a nice shot from Alejandro from distance, but Grant stops it. Now Michael going to work it in. Working against both the Larsons there. I'm not sure who that went off of. I believe that went off of Michael. Not 100% sure.
I don't know. It looked like it could have brushed off of Grant's chair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. It does look like they're calling it corner kick for San Jose. I apologize. I shouldn't even guess at those because with the skip on the video, it's almost impossible to tell. Oh, that ball sent across. Mariah had an opportunity there. Didn't quite get to it. Dangerous ball across. That's one of the negatives of kind of the way that Northern Lights plays defensively. They collapse so deep that they do kind of leave those passing lanes open higher up, and that ball wasn't even that high. Mike Rayton working on the side. That ball there's a whistle there. It must have went out of bounds. This will be Minnesota ball. Oh, that was a contact foul. Looks like the ref's giving a warning there. No. Don't listen to me. He was saying something to Linné Larson there, but it's Minnesota ball, so it wasn't a warning. I don't know what he was saying to Linné there.
If you don't know, continue to make assumptions.
Thanks, Nikki. I'm just trying to provide the best commentary I can. Unfortunately, I don't get them all right. Not by a long shot. Michael comes away with this one. Gets it around T. Josh and then Linné working against Linné here. Trying to get it around the back, but can't do it. That one looks like it rolled out of bounds, and Michael, with his arm in the air, obviously has a complaint.
Hoping it's a corner. And looks like it is.
Michael gets his way as he has a conversation with Mariah there. Setting up the play. That one up to Michael. Oh, wow. Grant, lucky to be in the right spot there. He sends that one down at the other end. Good positioning. Not a lot of time to react to those. We are back in the secret corner of the court here. It's where we have to guess what happens, Nikki. You love it when I guess what happens.
We don't have to guess anymore. It's going to be a goal kick.
It is a goal kick for San Jose. Michael and Alejandro discussing or deceiving here. Not sure which. That one rolls to Linne. Oh, T-Josh got a swing on it, but did not make contact. That ball going to roll out of bounds, and I'll be honest, I don't know who it came off of. Looks like it's going to be a San Jose goal kick again. Alejandro ends up with it. Working against Grant. Off Grant back to Michael. Michael patient, waits, and sends it back to Alejandro. Goes back to Michael. These guys happy to pass the middle of the court here, although Grant gets a hold of it for a second. Rolls back to Michael, who tries to get it around. That one goes over to, is that Justin over there?
No, that is not. It looks like, again, my guess is that is Garcia.
Luis Garcia.
Who went in for Guru.
Got it. Thanks, Nikki. Linne working against Michael here. Michael ends up coming away with it. Grant takes it off his guard, works it back the other way. Michael's still got position and manages to keep it out of the box here. Grant's still working. Michael comes away with it, meets the other Larson. Pretty close to a 2-on-1 there for Minnesota. They don't call. Sorry, the video's getting extra skippy here for a second. Linne tries working around Michael. Michael's staying glued to her. Good patience from Linne, man. Minnesota Lights players are pretty close together, Nikki.
If a different ref, those might have been called.
I think with most other refs or at most other situations, those are 2-on-1s there. That ball rolls way across and out of bounds, but it'll be San Jose ball, so another scoring opportunity for them here.
It was a great kick from T-Josh, but maybe not in the direction that he wanted it to go in. Or a little too far.
Indeed.
Happened to somebody.
Indeed, Nikki. Well said. Little delay here for I'm not sure what. Michael Rain sets up over the ball and pushes this one in. Back and forth, back and forth. That one's going to go off Grant last and stay with San Jose. Alejandro will take this one into Michael. Michael off of Linne. Back to Alejandro, back to Michael, and that one's going to go off Jason and out of bounds and stay San Jose ball. Alejandro settles in over this. San Jose happy to take their time as they are in the lead across to Mariah. Mariah right in front of Grant's guard for the goal number 2.
That was nice.
That was a nice goal. Grant just inches from that thing as it squeaks by in front of his guard. 2-0 San Jose at the very end of the 29th minute there. Good goal for San Jose. Good set piece goal from San Jose. You know, talk a lot about Michael Rayton on this team, Nikki, but neither of those goals scored by him. He certainly had a part in both those plays, but Alejandro in the first half and now Mariah Serratos in the second half with the goals.
I think that goes with what you were saying earlier, that they have improved, and it was Michael scoring a lot of the goals and kind of barreling through teams, but now they do it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I was just saying they do more passing and more set plays that get other players involved.
Yeah, it's kind of that like playing to Michael versus playing through Michael. which has created a lot more offense for them. And we've seen it in their passing in this game. We really saw it all tournament in their passing. And I don't think it was new this year. I think it's something that they've been really improving on lately. And I think it's not to make it all about Michael, but the way he plays and the position that he plays in now versus, like you said, they kind of used to just get it to him and play one-on-one up the court. Now it's much more of a team affair, a passing affair, and it's done well. Scoring opportunity there for San Jose as we were talking, but that one inevitably bounces out and will give them another set piece here.
The Larsons finally got a 2-on-1 called on them.
They did. There were a couple of very close ones that either weren't noticed or were let go. Not sure if this is a little bit of time eating on purpose. It seems to be. That one goes straight to the front guard of Grant Larson and is sent out. About 8.5 to play here in the second for San Jose, who's very happy to eat up as much clock as necessary here with a 2-goal lead. Minnesota can't do much, but hope they decide to play this ball in someday. Ooh, wide open space for Alejandro as he goes across the box, but Mariah not quite there. I don't think she was expecting that to end up where it did. She was much higher. Lene going to try to work this past Michael, but Michael not letting her have it, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. San Jose ball. Alejandro again taking his time with this one. Making sure everybody's in position. Into Michael. Michael threw. Oh, wow. That just catches the guard of Grant. And then, I'm sorry, who do we say that is? Luis on the other side had a chance with it.
No, it's Justin now.
Justin now. Sorry. 2 chances for San Jose. I can't believe Grant saved that. That just caught the corner of Grant's guard on the first shot there. That ball goes out of bounds and back to San Jose. San Jose taking a lot of time. Michael sends it deep in there. That's going to be out of bounds for a Minnesota goal kick. Lene Larson wants to go quick here. Minnesota needs some scoring opportunities. They're 2 goals down with under 7 to go. And that one rolls out. Grant opts to leave it. Quick in from Michael, who's got it in the middle of the court against Jason Bietsky. Goes off Jason's back over to Alejandro, who goes back to Michael. Michael deep to who is it? Justin? Justin's on the court, Nikki.
Good job.
Over to Alejandro, who takes a shot. Lene gets in there.
It'll be a corner kick.
It will be a corner kick.
Maybe not.
Pretty close to a corner. We'll see if San Jose can pour on any more here with a 2-goal lead in the second. San Jose continues to use the clock to their advantage. That one just bounces safely off a couple of Minnesota players. And out of bounds and stays with San Jose. San Jose very content to just keep the ball on the right end of the court and take as much time as they can get here. Michael with the ball in the box, working against Lene here. Spins. Did that one come up and hit him, Nikki? I think that's the ball. I think that ball came up and smacked him in the face. This is the one. Michael actually came and told me about that play. I hadn't seen it. Yep, Michael had come over and actually talked to me about this play after it happened. He tried to spin, and it went off Lene's guard and came back up and hit him in the face. I had heard about this play, but I didn't see it. I'm chuckling because I know he was fine after this.
It's happened to most of us.
It happens to everybody usually at some point. But his coach is checking on him there. He did get cracked in the face pretty good. But luckily, Michael all right and everybody all right. And we'll continue on with the game in the tournament. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Again, not trying to be cavalier with Michael getting belted in the face, but we do know how this one turns out. So glad you're all right, Michael. Those sting a little bit.
Thanks for not making us sit through all of that.
Lene will restart this. Apparently, since it went off of Michael's face, it'll be Minnesota ball. Michael working against Lene in the middle, trying to get around her. Lene does a good job. I hope we get a whistle there. I think there was contact. This will be Minnesota ball. Lene to Grant. Grant right over to Guru. Michael sends that one deep. Happy to just keep it in the Minnesota end here. Will be Minnesota's ball deep in their own territory. Just a little over a minute and a half to play in regular time. There haven't been a lot of stoppages, but there certainly was that one long one with Michael as that ball goes off Lene out of bounds. And will be San Jose ball. Not sure if we'll see a whole bunch of stoppage time or not for that long break we took to make sure Michael was all right. Grant taking his time, trying to work it past Michael. Michael gets the best of it and comes around. It's the ball deep now, working against Jason and Lene against the post.
Trying to get a corner.
Trying to get a corner, which I believe he did. Alejandro down to take it. Another set piece for the Flash here. They have a lot of these in their repertoire. Over to Michael. Grant gets in the way. Lene safely clears it, and Jason will take it up. Mariah comes over to send it back. That will be Minnesota ball. Believe that was a 2-on-1 against San Jose. Lene thinks about spinning, but Guru's too close. Lene gets that ball off of Guru. Now is met by Michael. Michael Rayton, Lene Larson working center court here. Lene comes away with it, but Michael right there to meet her. Michael sends it back the other way. Lene still there. Nice long skip there. Yikes. Sorry about that. This is the worst we've had so far on this one. That ball, I think, went off of Jason Vietsky, so San Jose going to just kind of let it roll out as we are in the final minutes of this one, luckily, because our internet/camera situation seemed to be getting worse here. If Josh was here, I'd blame the lag on him, but it is not. It is the internet/camera situation at Turnstone. But all in all, pretty great access to all of these games, Nikki. It's great to be able to watch all of these on the other courts, even if it's not absolutely perfect how we would want them.
You still appreciate the facility.
For sure appreciate the facility and the efforts of Turnstone and Power Soccer Shop to get us these games. Minnesota Northern Lights going to have maybe one or two more cracks at this at best, depending on how much stoppage time we get. Michael meets Lene there, and that ball squeaks into the San Jose box. Grant sends it out to his sister, who fires a kick. Not enough space between Michael and Mariah there. Grant going to try to work. A lot of contact. Lene working against Michael, sends it out to Grant. Grant and Michael go into the corner, and we get a whistle. That is going to be Minnesota ball. I don't know if this is direct or indirect. I don't know if this was for contact or for a 2-on-1, Nikki.
I think it was for 2-on-1.
Then this will be an indirect kick. Lene sends that one slowly right off Mariah. Sends it over to her brother. And we get a whistle. And that is game. San Jose Flash beat the Minnesota Northern Lights 2-0 in pool play. Spoiler alert, these teams will play their next game against each other in what turns out to be the quarterfinal for Premier. Thanks, Nikki. This was fun. We will be back with episode 3 of Overtime next week. It'll be a surprise who's calling that game and what game it is, but this was fun, Nikki. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing this.
No problem. See you next time.
See you guys next time.
This is a Facade podcast.